The touring production of Don Pasquale was a cheap affair. But The Soprano was everything Lestat said she would be. And music. That was where Lestat separated man from food. Music pierced his damned soul. And any humans who were involved in the creation of it existed on an elevated plane in his eyes. I was moved to see he too had his human attachments. And this woman sang for us, it seemed. Articulating the difficult love we often had trouble expressing ourselves. There was one issue, however, that threatened to pop the bubble of our Italian holiday. And that was the tenor playing Ernesto. To be kind, he did not live in the soprano's vocal stratosphere. And Lestat was unamused.
I don't understand how someone like that can make it onto a stage. I understand they're a road company, but are they pulling talent from roadside gas stations?
It didn't help matters that the majority of the audience didn't seem to notice. And so Lestat oscillated his disdain between the tenor and the witless swamp dwellers in the seats below. The curtain fell like a guillotine, and Lestat leapt to his feet in mock appreciation, which could mean only one thing. The hunt was on. I stood in the lobby bar, nursing my complicity, as rounds were bought and fake praise was lavished upon the mark. And I was surprised by a wave of nausea coming over me. Here I was, 6 years his pupil, and it was no different than the tractor salesman. This poor soul was someone's son, someone's brother, and he was to be butchered for what? An offending note?
Wrong.
He sat the tenor down, opened up the score in front of him, and sang as it was written. And you could see all the doubts the young man had about his art, about himself, exposed on his nodding, agreeable face. Lestat removed a lifetime of confidence, of joy, in less than half an hour.
Qui e qui. E dove è finita la tua voce? Sto tarando prematuramente il nostro povero Domenico Gaetano Maria. E come faccio io a sapere tutto ciò? Ero nel suo serato quando l'ha scritta. So no more of your sound can pollute this world.
Why do you do this, Lestat?
Well, I like to do it. I enjoy it.
Well, I don't. You don't have to humiliate him. Well, I don't say that you have to enjoy it! Kill them swiftly if you have to, but do it! Embrace what you are! You are a killer, Louis!
Come now, love. Let's get you to the couch to die.
I was in denial, for in bringing death, Lestat was an artist. He had cut the man tenderly so that he could not call for help, but also so that his death was slow, meditative, and I felt a charge witnessing it. I listened to his thoughts as Lestat drank, and this time they came with vision. I could see his life as he remembered it. Scenes from an Italian childhood, the Easter pageant in a mountain village, an afternoon with his father on the sea, watching the fishing boats slowly encircle a school of tuna. Something about a wet piece of bread in his pocket.
If you listen to me, if you finally submit to your nature, you will be filled, Louis, with all the life you can hold. You will see death in all its beauty. Life as it is only known at the very point of death. You alone of all creatures can see death with that impunity. You alone, under the rising moon, can strike like the hand of God.
And I'll say it for a third time, and no more. He had a way about him. And I was still very much under his power. We would drain the tenor for hours that night. Lestat completely enthralled. Myself pretending to be. Afraid to disappoint.